to Brett, and I think
Thanks.
it's the Two Faces of Humor is the title.
Two sides
Two
of
Sides
humor.
of Humor.
Yeah.
Great.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right. Good evening. I should put my pen down. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm here to give you my first speech about myself, but instead of telling you about my job or what my hobbies are, I wanted to tell you guys about how I like to make people laugh. And will I do it? Well, do I do it all the time? No, I don't. I'll be honest with you, I rarely do it, if ever, but I love doing it. Will I do it tonight? I'm not sure. I'll try. We'll see how it goes. But humor has impacted my life in many ways, both positively and negatively. Over the years, I've developed a bold but kind of silly sense of humor. As a result, I've often used my humor to diffuse tense situations or to provide comedic relief when needed. As a youth wrestling coach working with kids of all ages, I've used my sense of humor to cheer them up when they come from a tough loss or they have a minor injury, which, if you're a parent, as you know, kids can tend to exaggerate from time to time. But I remember one time when, during this tournament where I had this 8th grade wrestler who was coming off of a tough loss. He was hurting from that. He was hurting from a bump on his arm. And, he wasn't the best wrestler. I could tell that he was getting ready to quit on himself and on the rest of our team. And so I used my sense of humor to kind of ease the pressure and kind of take his mind off of things for a while. And so after he calmed down, he was able to stay focused, and he ended up coming in 3rd place, which I was really excited for him about, because I could, not only did he do well, I was able to see how I was able to influence him and coach him up in a different type of way than just regularly just saying do this, this, and this. So during other times, I've used my humor to ignite conversations or laughter between friends and family. Growing up as a child, I had a permanent seat right next to my father. He always wanted to make sure that I maintained a proper disposition during our Sunday night dinners, in case I got out of hand or made a funny comment or whatever. As you know, Sunday dinners or family dinners can oftentimes get a little stale or dry. So my siblings and I used to kind of make quiet jokes towards one another, try to make one another laugh or get things going a little bit. And knowing all well what I needed to do to be the comedic king of the dinner table, I would take a sip of water and pretend to laugh at my brother so hard that milk would come spilling out of my nose and onto my plate. This typically resulted in the end of dinner for me and a quick trip to my room, but it was worth it to see my parents or to see my siblings laugh every time. So although I've had a silly or lighthearted demeanor my whole entire life, over the past years, I tend to sometimes push that envelope a little too far in my quest to get others to laugh, and it always doesn't work out for the best. It oftentimes causes more harm than good. As a kid, throughout my middle school and high school and into my high school years, I would often act out in class and get in trouble. I quickly learned that this was more annoying than funny, and I could have used my time to learn things like how to public speak and present. So that wouldn't backfire. That kind of backfired. But, we always grow. Another example of bad humor gone wrong was when I was recently with my girlfriend and her friends in a limo, and we were having a good time. Everybody was laughing, dancing like fools within the limo. And then when it was my turn to get up to cut a rug, I decided in Chris Farley-esque fashion to go crashing into a tray of champagne glasses that were off to the side. As you can imagine, didn't really go over that well, and my girlfriend was especially mad at me. She just had steam coming out of her ears, and it was just like one of those bad movies when the record stopped and just everybody was like, "What is going on here?" So I looked like a complete fool when I did that, and I quickly realized that my stupid, immature stunt wasn't something that I should have done. So while humor has helped me learn and So while humor has helped me over the years, I've learned that when it's not properly used, it can have an adverse impact and negatively impact others' impact others' perception of you, and that's the two sides of humor. Thank you.
That was a great story you told about your last story, crashing into the champagne glasses, because I think oftentimes we have these moments where we want to do something completely absurd. Mine is sometimes I fantasize about throwing a glass of water at the person I'm having dinner next to. Or just stupid stuff. It's so absurd, but yeah, just be fascinated because we never do it, and you did it, so I commend you.
Thanks.
I wish other people could say the same. Probably with the help of a few beverages, but no. If you did it sober, that's even better.